Fighting game players smell. It's a proven science at this point. The easier you are to detect by your stench, the better you are at Shrek's Super Slam for the Nintendo DS. This is why players like Sonic Fox need to wear a fursuit, because the moment he takes it off, it's like sensing an ominous heat from miles away. Fighting games are a trap that I've recently fallen into, and learning them is a special kind of hell. I promise you, there's a room in Satan's Domain where they load up Street Fighter 3 and you can't leave until you're top 500. I'd rather the 300 years of ball stretching from our crimes, please and thank you. This was something that came with the territory until September of 2025. Now I can sit here and tell you that 2xKO keeps all the skill expression of Street Fighter 5 while making the learning process as easy as 1, 2, and 4. But if I said that, then I'd be a liar. It's still a fighting game. It has that raw energy that keeps these games fun while lowering the entry fee as much as they could. There has not been a fighting game with real backing that focuses on the new players, the casuals, the people who just got home from plowing roads and are now claiming to plow your mother at the same time. Multitasking. 2xKO is the most beginner-friendly fighting game I've tried, hands down. No, seriously, put your hands down and grab a controller, because if you've ever been remotely interested in why this or this has fans acting like this, then there's only one way to truly find out. So I've got to come clean here. I've only played a handful of fighting games, so my sample size is tiny, just like my pecker. Sorry, my therapist told me that being honest about my insecurities would help me get over them, but now no one wants to talk to me. The in-game content for learning the game is genuinely helpful. If you go through half the content available, you will already understand a lot of the fundamentals and be in an okay position to start. Before you're allowed to play against other players, you must face 3 bots increasing in difficulty. This is to help the matchmaking system find a good lobby for you. In 2x, you get shown all the main mechanics out of the jump, and then you can pick and choose which ones you want to learn about in practice. Now chat, this is ball. The first thing you see after wanting to join a lobby is the code of conduct. Okay, right, I'll play ball. Only low tier and niche slurs for the strangers online. The choice of main came down to aesthetic and vibes. Echo is a character I already know after playing a few games of League of Legends, and I was getting good juju from his black swagger. I like his design, I like how he felt to play, and look at him, he's just cool. So I chose him as my main and have not differed. Now, I had to play this game with Colin, aka world's biggest cuck, and you will not be able to guess what he's into. Colin has appeared in other videos, he's the one who got me into the door of fighting games, and I thought it only appropriate to share this new game with him. When he started playing, he instantly gravitated towards Darius, like an unbuilt iPhone to a poor Chinese kid's hands. With Darius' simple playstyle of running at people, then doing 4 billion damage, Colin was hooked. He has no baby mechanics of thinking critically, it's just straight testosterone into his balls. Darius has only one real downside, and that he's easy to bully. Once you start the engine, running a train on him is as easy as can be. Echo and Ari was my first choice. Now, Echo is what I like to call bullshit, but he's interactive bullshit. Colin then tried Braum Darius. Braum is one of the more respectable characters in this game, and I'm not taking any counter arguments. Here's a tier list. He has some very silly stuff, like if you hit him when he hits you, he takes no damage and then slaps the ever-loving shit out of you. Later I swapped to Echo on point and then Vi Anchor, a combo I'd later love. Basically, this is how it works. I run at them, and I win, or I end up in a blacked video, no in between. Now, if you have no idea what's happening, that's great. Neither did I. However, I want you to pay attention to 2 important things. The first thing is called the neutral game. It's the part of the game where neither one of us is hitting each other and kind of just throwing stuff out. The other part is execution. This is the amount of damage you do once you're out of neutral and you're actually landing stuff on your opponent. You've seen many moments now where I stop hitting my boy, the world's biggest cuck, and stare him down as a way to aura form. Do not be mistaken. This is not an accident or panicked excitement after I hit something. It's all aura. This is a well-known rule in the fighting game community, the 34th rule. Do not search it up as you'll feel like an idiot because of how obvious it is. What is happening? Every single character has things that they're good at and things that they're not so good at. Your job is to take as many interactions as you can that you're good at. Echo is a slippery, time-winding fuck. To be the biggest pest I possibly can be is my goal. I need to keep their hope just within grasp of doing something, but then I take it away instantly. But for every character, you reach the goals using the built-in rock, paper, scissors system. Grab beats blocking, blocking beats attacking, jumping beats grab, and attacking beats jumping. The tricky part is the subcategories of each. Grabs, if you jump too much or too often, your opponent can wait a little bit before grabbing or throwing out a move that will cuck you. Uh-oh.
I've tested on many people before you. You're not the lab rat.
Oh, okay.
And you get to combo off that, just fuck me.
If it makes you feel any better, Echo does not, or cannot combo off a grab, so, you know.
It doesn't make me feel any better, because why does Vi get to? Why would that make me feel any better? That just made me feel worse.
It made me feel better. The rock, paper, scissors system is a very weak rule of thumb that is supposed to be beaten and abused. This is the part where fighting games get tricky and frustrating. You can utterly mind your opponent until their frontal lobe is so gone they change their Discord profile picture to the sad anime girl crying, bio to going offline, and Steam to invisible. But this experience can and will happen to you. You'll play a lot of games and lose and have no idea why. I feel like a lot of guys in tutorials just entirely skip out this part. Not all of them, but a lot that I saw. So with my little knowledge of a couple months of real experience, I will attempt to jumpstart your abilities. So when, not if, you get your ass served to you in a 5-star fashion, you can mix in an ape here or rat there in between fighting game terminology you learned 20 minutes ago. This will not be a complete guide if that was not already clear. What the f? I found a lot of guides to be like, make sure you plug in your controller. Did you know if you press the top button on your controller, it makes your character play the game? So when you're in a situation against a zoner like this, you want to fuzzy jump 4 times into 3 parries into a hard knockdown into the simple combo you can learn in a couple minutes. But if there isn't a meaty here, then you can use your advantage frame data to get max range so they feel you but don't smell you. If that made any sense to you, I'm impressed. Because I wrote that and I know that does not make sense. There are 3 ways of approach: proactive, reactive, and unreactable. Proactive is trying to force your opponent to react in a certain way or to put yourself in a better position. Unreactable is doing something so fast that your opponent doesn't have the time to do anything to it. But if you guessed wrong, then you're mega screwed. Then reactive play is digging in your ass for hours waiting for your opponent to do something. For most of my time playing, all I knew about was proactive and reactive play, and it pissed me off. Because I like playing in a proactive way, make my opponent play to my tune, my pace. I like being the reason the fight starts or ends. The person in control. So when, not if, the ship goes down, I was the ape who drove it into an iceberg. So when the degenerate across the screen has one hand on TikTok, the other on Instagram, then using their big toe to play the game, it ain't fun. You will come across these people sitting there waiting for movement like a T-Rex, simply not interacting start to finish unless there's absolutely no way for them to screw up. The best way I can explain this experience is if you're going to try to catch a kid but he runs to the corner of the room throwing Legos at you. You try to go grab him, then he dashes through your legs to do it again. You will eventually catch him, especially if you're smart and tricked a little bastard, but the process to get there is so frustrating. Of course, when you catch him, you're breaking his legs to make sure his dreams of being an athlete stay dreams. Then the last way of playing is unreactable. This is setting yourself up to do a move that's so fast the enemy player doesn't have time to react to it. This is how you beat those bastards sitting in a corner spamming projectiles. Do I get to call Timo a terrorist too, or is that reserved just for Echo?
No, he's actually like literally a terrorist.
Oh, okay. Finally, when you put all this together, it creates a tug and pull experience for each player trying to force the other one to fight on their terms, and it is a lot of fun. It's a fast-paced, turn-based game where you use muscle memory and problem solving on the spot to win. The specifics are where things get tricky, as the solution for each interaction varies not just on your character, but the enemy's character and how the enemy player plays, making learning some interactions really hard. So, as I said, 2xKO is the most beginner-friendly game I've tried. But why? So far, this sounds like a lot of mumbo-jumbo and not really intuitive or explanatory. So, the very first fighting game I tried was Guilty Gay Strive. You have 4 instead of 3, like in 2, or like 3.5 in 2xKO. Punch, kick, slash, heavy slash. Very cool. They all different variations where they go like this, and then somehow the one where you're close, and you have to know the difference between them. Still not done. To grab, it's forward, and then D. D for D's nuts. There's also Roman cancels, which are like this little combo guy, which lets me extend that. There's also the one where if they're hitting me, I can also do a different type of Roman cancel. There's also the I goofed up cancel. And specials in this game, a little different. So instead of just pressing a button and then like the special button, you have to do quarter circles like this, or double quarter circles like that, or half circle. So the quarter circles actually aren't as bad as I probably made them out to be. It just takes like a little bit to get used to. The problem is that like when you do them, or these inputs, like this one for example. Oh, that's a good example. Like that one, it takes a couple tries, and you have to get this off, or this one in particular, really fast, or else it's kind of useless. Combos in this game. This is Kai's go-to combo. Lots of damage. This game is quite punishing. A lot of this game is a lot more like pokey. You're not going to see a lot of like full-on trades like how we just saw. In 2xKO, you have 3 normals. You have light, medium, heavy. You have a low version of all these. That is it for your normals, okay? You ready? Ready to freak out? For your specials, it is just like button direction, and then press it. You have dashing and stuff, just like in normal fighting games. But like you see the difference. And then to call in your opponent, you just pop this, or your teammate, pop this, and if you press back and the button, you get a different one, and then you can swap in. Like that. Yeah, that's that's actually it. Did I mention this game was free? Most fighting games have more stuff for you to learn, more ways for you to mess up, and more specific ways to beat stuff. The easiness in 2x KO comes from the simplification of the fighting game genre, not how easy the game actually is to learn. This game still has cancer sometimes, but it's drip fed to you instead of like a tsunami hitting you all at once. My suggestion for having fun is to pick a character you like, see what you like doing regardless of success, then watch some videos on that character and that mechanic specifically.
Now, I've always said the wider the base, the better the foundation. A stroll in a Prius every so often helps really enjoy the Mustang.
For me, this was Echo and then learning combos. Now, I've had some generational crash outs over this game. Okay. Fighting community is great. I've had mostly good experiences with people. Most people are down to rematch you, you add them, you ask them some questions, they answer truthfully, but there's still that minority that is kind of unbearable. It makes it hard trying to decide who you should and should not be listening to when you're trying to learn. An example of this comes from one of my crash outs after I swore I'd never play another fighting game ever again. I posted my thoughts on Reddit, the greatest source of misinformation and lies. I posted about how this genre is unreasonably cruel to new players, and everyone seems like they're just skimming over that fact. And an example I used was the process for figuring out how to beat specific moves. I had a guy in response tell me to lap each interaction for each character with your character to figure it out. That was basically German, right? Did not make any sense. What he's saying is to learn their character, learn their playstyle a little bit, and then you can learn how to beat the move. And he's right, this is good advice. Here's the problem. Fighting game characters are so different, it's kind of like learning another language. Caitlyn and Jinx are both zoners. They like sitting back and pelting their opponent, so to learn two characters that have a decent bit of overlap, you might think is easy. This is like saying since spaghetti and chicken alfredo both have noodles, they must taste the same. For me, a new player to pick up another character I simply do not enjoy, sink the time into learning their archetype and the character itself. Also, I can maybe at some unknown point in the future answer my original question of how do I beat A move with B character. It's simply unfun. And this is a answer to some of the problems you have. The unenjoyment from trying to deal with something frustrating is sometimes even more frustrating than the actual thing. It's weird. An example of this. Blitzcrank is a grappler, meaning that a core part of his kit is having a move that you cannot block. For most moves in the game, if you hold the back button with either high or low, you will take little to no damage. This is your main defensive option. For Blitzcrank, a core part of this kit requires a coin flipping on his next move. Either he's going to attack you or grab you, which you can't block. You must guess what he's going to do and react accordingly, and then you could proceed to feeling romantical. Sometimes Blitzcrank players do their grappling move on wake up, so this is when you're down after they do a combo. So you've already taken a lot of damage, and guess what? You now get to take more. I did not know that you can just hold the up button to beat this. I looked online for tips against Blitzcrank, and all they said was like, perfectly time a parry, or set him up for failure by doing A, B, X, and Y, yada yada, when I didn't even know that you could hold the up button to beat one of his core moves. Now, it confused me even more, because if you hold the up button and back to block, it doesn't work anymore. I only found this out after Snoopy was like, yeah bro, if you just hold the up button, he can't do that to you anymore, bro. Ooh! Ooh, dude, I took out of you. I'm kind of proud of that.
That was good though, Hayden, yeah.
I really want to do it.
No, the Freddy Fazbear.
I was expecting that, yeah. I was waiting for that.
Fazbear, the Freddy
I
Fazbear.
expected you to
You know how many times I've
grab him on
asked
wake
you
up
if I grab there?
and grab him on the wake up.
What?
Oh,
What?
oh my god, I was hoping for that. I was hoping for that. Prank.
Dude, the
Okay,
Freddy
really funny.
Fazbear.
Really funny.
The Freddy Fazbear got me. Oh my god. Thank you, random Reddit guy, for your help, but dragging my bright red balls through the Arizona desert full of used needles and broken glass sounds like a better time than your suggestion.
Bye.
The f is this? Come back. Okay, now being fair, I got a different answer from another dude that just said, check the wiki. Learn what frame data means, and this will answer 50% of your question, and then look at your own frame data, and that's the other 50%. This solution was way simpler and more helpful than the other guy. Thank you, other random Reddit guy. Okay, here's the thing though, I've complained a lot, but when the stars align, matchmaking treats you good and your opponent is down to rematch, you get to experience someone at your skill level just hammering at you while you hammer back. and it's not gay. They're using one or two things differently than you are that you can incorporate into your own game or learn how to react to, making it a small, digestible, but constantly growing hurdle you must overcome. Predicting what your enemy is going to do because you're actually getting better at the game and not just getting lucky and button mashing kind of feels like that Einstein and Tesla meme. Like, look at this guy. He's a moron and he knows it. I am for sure a moron and I know it. But look at us trying to figure out if the cylinder block goes in the square hole or in my bum. You get to showcase all your interaction knowledge, your combos, your defense. You can think on the spot and get instant feedback, kind of like driving a car. Now, I was thinking of what examples I should show for how fun this game can be, because it's hard to explain fun. I thought instead of digging through all my footage to find this fun, what if I just, play the game and record that? The first people I went against was a Darius and Teemo duel. Did not enjoy this at all, and I was actually considering hopping off after I played against them. How is this fun? It kind of feels like fighting a wood chipper that has AIDS and herpes from too many hookers. Their characters are both broken and unfair. You both should be ashamed of yourself and choose something a real man would play. Like with himself. Next guy I played against was named Evo Champ. He was playing Teemo and Vi, and he played ethically until he started losing. Then he changed into high gear, and then after he lost, he ult F4'd, which I was giggling at for a little bit. The last guy I played against was named Alarmed Bean. This was an actual blast. You can tell because I played against him for 30 minutes straight. He played some really respectable characters like Warwick and Darius. We were evenly matched. If either one of us made one more mistake or the other one popped off a little bit more, the outcome entirely swapped. Like, look at this fight. And this one.
Let's go! Replay! Eyes up! Take a break! Break! Take a break! This one's yours! Shoot in the ring! I'm in! Replay! Replay! Eyes up! Take a break! Fire it up!
And this one.
Let's go!
He isn't doing anything that's much different from me. He's got different strengths, but we're pretty evenly matched. Mr. Bean, if you're watching this, hats off to you. I won like a third of our games, but I felt like every time I lost, I was fairly outplayed because he simply played better. Just remember, kids, when you don't get a fair matchup, and just hypothetically your opponent is better, they're actually not, because one of these three things. They are playing unethically. Their characters are broken. You can usually find a tier list agreeing with you if you look hard enough. Or they're a pedophile, so pick your poison. At the time of writing, there were 12 characters. Ari, Blitzcrank, Braum, Caitlyn, Darius, Echo, Alawi, Jinx, Pam Bondi, Vi, Warwick, and Yasuo. There's a character for you. Do you think Jinx is cute? Then play her. Do you like being a meathead and doing big damage? Darius is your guy. And if you love the Dow and you're just so happy it's over 50,000, then we got Pam Bondi for you. I've drilled a couple things into your head like a boarding school. Genre hard, I am bad, can be fun. The point where it started to click a little bit more is when some random stranger named Snoopy added me back from the 2xko Discord server and just sat down and played with me while answering my questions. Freddy Fazbear! He whoops my ass every time we play, but he was answering my questions about the game.
It was really just like touch from. Yeah, what you can do now, huh? Too powerful. Nice jump. Nice jump, actually.
This is also what I mean by majority of the community is great. I would have quit without him, so big props to the big Snoop.
Okay, Solo Blitzcrank goes crazy. Cry. Wow.
Please hit. Cat. Oh.
Why are you just looking at me? Why are you just looking at me?
Please! Oh, I tried. Dude, I tried to grab. That was not the play. That was not the play.
Yeah, that is probably the worst option versus Blitzcrank because it doesn't be me pressing on you, and it also doesn't be me throwing you. You have a parry, you know that, right? Like built into your kit.
I don't
you
know
don't
how to
press
parry on
button.
like most of these moves, and I keep missing it like every time I've tried.
No. You have like a built-in in your kit.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Down S1. Your down
Yeah,
S1 is so
yeah,
good.
Yeah, this one. Do not take anything my dumbass says as fact. If you decide to sink about 150 hours, you'd be where I am right now. Bad. If someone else has a very different opinion than me, that's cool, bro. You're very likely right. But let them run into the kitchen every so often, and you'll learn something new. Doesn't mean it's good, just new. I've learned League of Legends, Gridiron Football, and basic programming, and all three of those things combined are less painful than learning a fighting game. The worst part is that sometimes the people who play these games just seem to forget that. If you're repeatedly thrown into the deep end of the pool, you'll eventually learn to swim given enough time, but I got classes in the morning and I can't spend my weekends drowning when I could be drowning in bitches. That was called a sex joke. Good job, me. Play these games with a friend who is as new as you. It shares the burden of learning between you two, and it makes it a lot more fun when you're trying to play. And the last thing I have to share with you, make sure to wipe your ass after you poop. Hey, thank you for watching the video. I greatly appreciate that. I really like making these videos and just like putting it out there, so like all the time that I spent on these doesn't feel like it's for nothing. I edited this video on Linux, so I did the audio recording, I did the script writing, I did everything except like actually playing the game itself on Linux. Video about that soon, maybe if you guys are interested. Yeah, you guys should watch some of my other videos because they're so very good. They're awesome. They're awesome possum. That's what everybody says. That's what the whole schoolyard says. That's what the whole university says. Everybody goes, hey, these videos, they are awesome possum.